Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, and this week wanted to just talk about content marketing in general and just why it's something that you should be doing, if not the primary thing that you should be doing. And I know that this, again, like I kind of said this last week, I don't want this to sound disingenuous because I'm coming from a content marketing company, but this is something that we really believe in. Like, honestly, like even if you don't work with us, even if you just have this mindset shift and you have in-house staff that does this, or you hire someone in-house that does this, or you go to another vendor that does this, it's something that we really think, provides more consistent and more quality results. Like honestly, like one of the things that we see a lot, it's crazy what this narrative has kind of done where, you have all these SEO companies out there, and there are some good ones out there and they really care, but it's easy for them to program the work that they do. The market has kind of dictated what they can charge, and there's just very little overhead for them. And so even if they have a bigger churn rate, maybe they don't get results from one vendor, or one client, they go to another SEO company that it's easily replaceable because people are just going back and forth a lot. And so, it's easier to be an SEO company and a Google Ads company than it is to be a content company, because there's just more labor time involved in it. But it does produce more consistent and higher quality results, and opens up a lot more opportunities for you to do what you want to do. And whether the first point I want to make is whether you have content as the foundation, or it's in as a supplemental piece to other parts of your marketing strategy, it does provide those quality results. And so like it can stand alone, especially if you are 100% referral based and you don't care about trying to get colder leads or trying to rank on search engines. We referenced the study from Texas Tech a few years ago a lot. 80% of your clients and strategic your relationships and all that are willing to refer to you, but only about 30% actually do. And so you have that opportunity. Even if 100% of your business already comes from referrals, there's still that potential for you to double what you're doing. So that should be encouraging for everyone. And the big key to doing that is content and creating those consistent touch points. But even if you already have, SEO strategies and you're running Google Ads and you're doing all that kind of stuff, content can make all of those things work better. Because if someone comes on a landing page of yours or finds you a different way, they're going to be engaging with that content. They're going to be checking out your website. They're going to be seeing what kinds of things you're blogging about. They're going to see what your social media presence looks like. They're going to watch those videos, whatever the case is. And that is going to reinforce that message. It's going to solidify the fact that you're the expert that they need to work with. And so that sort of thing does help. On another side of it, we're seeing a lot of Google algorithms rewarding more quality content, not keyword stuff, not overly linked, none of that stuff that SEO companies might try to help accomplish their goals. But Google is actually rewarding more of that content, the quality content that is geared towards answering questions and addressing issues. And that's just that's what we've done, and it's been working. The other thing is that content is what's going to keep you top of mind. I think every business owner knows how important it is to stay in touch with not even just their most important relationships, but with everybody. And it's one of the things that most businesses fail at the most, is that they fail to keep in touch. And a lot of times, especially when you have this transactional work, or you help someone with a case, a lot of times they don't keep in touch with them anymore. And it's a huge missed opportunity, because they could still be repeat clients. Maybe if you're a criminal defense attorney, maybe you don't want that. But they can be referral sources. It's like, hey, this is the attorney I worked with. They did a great job. They really helped me out. And I know you're going through this. They can help you out too. And so, a one-off sort of transactional thing doesn't have to be the end of the relationship. You can continue to just be a resource for people, um, long after they're done working with you, and your content is the way to make that happen. And it's not a ton of extra work on your end, especially if you're delegating it out. It's as simple as a blog and a newsletter every month, and that's it. And then the more you do around that, the better your results will be. But the starting point is a blog and a newsletter for sure. Um, Also, like I said earlier, it builds that credibility. Um, we've talked a lot before just about the current climate that we're in, and people are seeking out experts. And one of the weird things my generation has done, and younger generations have done, is we've just kind of thrown around the word expert like it's nothing. Like, you can be an expert at something with literally like a day's worth of experience. As long as you know more about a thing than someone else, you're an expert to them, right? And people are more open to leaning on others for expertise than they are trying to handle it themselves. And if you have a good content strategy that's addressing the questions that they're asking, it automatically paints you as the expert. Because I know with bar rules and all of that, you can't call yourself a legal expert. you know um, you have to get certain certifications to, you just call yourself board certified, but you can literally tell people that you are the best and that you are the expert they need to work with without actually using those words explicitly. And the content and how you present that content is the way that you do that. The last thing is just the truth. Honestly, like, content is not just the present, it is the future of marketing. As more and more, as we get more and more ingrained with social media and just the way that we consume content on a daily basis, it's going to become more and more ingrained in our daily lives. And if you're not part of that, you're going to get left behind, and you're going to lose out to other competitors who are making a concerted effort to have a social media presence, to put out the blogs, to make those touch points on email. And so, again, I don't want that to come off as like fear mongering or anything like that, but we're approaching a tipping point where, if you are not uh using content, and it's crazy because you see these people from my generation, they're going out, they're opening their own firms now. They get it, but you have almost like these younger firms, these firms owned by millennials and younger people, and then you have uh firms, older firms run by these baby boomers, maybe some older Gen Xers, who they're not bought in, they're not sold on it. And what they're going to see is more and more people are going to gravitate towards these younger firms who know what their audience expects and wants from the businesses that they work with. And so it's a kind of a keeping up with the Joneses thing, but it's not a fad. Content is the future, and it's here to stay. And so, um it's more than just ranking on Google. It's creating those consistent touch points. It's addressing the needs and the concerns of your client. And one of the cool things about it, and this is what we'll wrap up on, is that it doesn't have to, there's so much exclusivity to it. It's not like, oh, this law firm's doing content, we're not going to have a chance to do it. That's not true, because what content does is it nurtures and gets the most out of the audience that you already have. And then through the referrals that you generate, you tap into more and more networks along the way. And that's what other firms are doing. And so there might be a little bit of crossover, but there's not nearly as much crossover as there is if you're trying to rank on page one in Google. Because if you're in a bigger market, you're competing, like we've said before, for basically 5 spots after you eliminate the directories and review sites. You're competing for 5 spots with every other law firm in probably a 50-mile radius, from where you are. And so there's more of a competition for that spot versus you doing your own content and you speaking directly to your audience and getting the most out of that. It makes more sense to me to do that. And you're not trying to compete as much with other law firms along the way. It's all about just staying top of mind and being the first person that they think of. And so I hope that was a little bit eye-opening for you. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, that's it. That's going to do it for us this week. Again, just a reminder, we're going to be at Clio Cloud Conference here. Next week? I think might be next week or 2 weeks. I don't know, whenever this airs. October 10th and 11th in Nashville. Come by, check us out, say hi. We'd love to meet you. Enter in. We're going to be giving away a really cool prize at our booth. And just, yeah, would love to meet everyone. I mean, I won't be there, but the team that'll be there, would love to say hi and chat for a little bit. And so, yeah, that's going to do it. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.